Okay, the kind of scenario that you can apply here to include nested ifs is maybe we just don't need to put a comment as adult, youth, and teenager and child. We want to go ahead and be specific. This kind of adult or this kind of youth or teenager or child, what is their gender? So would like to return a comment with with the comment of a gender or with the text of a gender. So you just say adult female, adult male, adult youth, youth male, youth female, teenager male. So we add that option of gender on the comment. So in addition to the age categories, we also need to go ahead and categorize depending on the gender of the user or the member in this case. So we need to add a gender within our structure, and it will help us also to implement the nested if, and we see how we can work with them in SQL. So just like age, we ask the user to give us age when we are calling the function. The same thing that we're going to be doing for gender. So we shall ask the user, okay, what's the gender? And then they give us their gender value. So you can just have a column here as gender. So gender, let me just check. I just want to check something small here. Okay, this one uses character. So we can just say gender, and then we shall have varchar. Then maybe we can have something like 10, because female and male, they don't have so many characters, so probably female is the longest with around 8, I think 8 characters. Okay, so we have added another parameter. So we have 2 for age and then the other one for gender. So we want to say, before we can set a comment here, we need to if someone is above 30, this is not enough. We need to go ahead and check whether the person is a female or a male, so that we can say our age comment is adult female or female adult, whatever you prefer. So before you can set a comment, we need to go ahead, just as a nest to this first if, you go ahead and say, okay, we need to add to start another if, and you say if gender equals, we use double equals for equivalence. Gender is equivalent to, and then maybe we say male. Okay, gender equals to male. Using the then keyword, then we'd like to set a comment. So since this is another if structure, so I have to indent this statement further. Okay, so that it is indented to show that it is part of this if and in this main if up here. So here we can just say male adult. Okay, or adult male, whatever you prefer. And then still with this gender if, so you can just say else. So you can have else only, because if you're not male, then probably you're female, not probably, but if you're not male, then you are female. Okay, let us go with that for simplicity for now. Then we shall just say, I'm just going to copy this statement. Okay, let me not copy. I want people to see me doing the things just as they happen. So our age comment, so you want to set it to female adult, female adult. Okay, like that. So now we have this if, which is nested in this main if, and which is going to be the same thing that you're going to have in all these other ifs. We are going to be nesting them one by one. Or maybe we only want to categorize for adult, and for these ones we don't have to categorize. So we only add the nest in only one structure for the first if that caters for people who are above 30 years. If we need to categorize for those who are below 18, I mean above 18, but not just between 15 and 18, we can just add another if here, just like I've done here, and the same thing this side. But the important thing here is to note, once we start an if, that is one if structure, and the moment it ends, we need to show that this has ended. So this was one if structure from here up all the way down this side. So that's where we say end if. Because of all this, we started the if, and then all these were just as additional to the main if. Okay, so once we have started another if here, we need to end it, otherwise it is going to assume that you're still continuing with this other if. So we have to indicate down here, and we say this particular if that we started here inside the above 30, it has ended here. So this is on its own. So you have nested it inside here. Okay, so if we need this for these other edge brackets, we can just go ahead and do the same. I'm just going to do for only this one, and then for these others you may do on your own if you need to. So I'll just say if, again, our gender is equal to again to male. Okay, I'm going to say then, okay, then we want to indent this, say that it's executed only when someone is male, and we just say male, sorry, male youth, and then using the else, you can say set age comment equals to male youth. Okay, okay, then since we have started this if here, we need also to end it here to show that this one has ended from there. But remember, this main if continues to move down up to this side, but within this if structure we have another if which is nested. So this is how we work with nested if. The important thing here is to end the if where it is supposed to be ended from. So I'll execute to add these changes. I don't need to change any other thing. Okay, so I have a problem here, male, here gender. So if gender probably is complaining about the double equals, it is supposed to be double equals. If gender, this is gender, this is gender. Let me see. What is the problem here? It's supposed to be double equals. I don't see the problem. So to use near this male, then male youth. Okay, something, it is not this one, it is this one actually. So for male youth, this is where the problem is. So if gender was if I'm saying it, dear male gender. I'm trying to figure out what the error could be. Syntax to use near male, then set age male youth. So male youth here, and then this gender if to male. That's the problem here that I'm not seeing. Else if source ended here, then maybe if I see with break it, that's not the issue. So near male. Oh, I'm not seeing the problem. So if gender equals to male. Then I'm not seeing the comment, and I mean the problem, unfortunately. Yes. Okay, let me first troubleshoot it. Let me first remove this, and I see whether the rest of my work is okay. So I'm just going to say let me first remove it, and I need to put something here. So I'll just say set age comment to just youth for now. Okay, I want to see whether the problem was male adult. Okay, now I have a bigger problem. Let's return it back. Okay, why am I not seeing? It's not just complaining about this. Okay, let's remove these ones and I see. Okay, so somehow doesn't accept double equals, just like other languages. If you whether you're checking or you're sending, you just use single equal sign. Okay, we don't use double. That's what it was complaining about. Okay, so my function has executed successfully. Okay, so it is time to test it. But the emphasis here was on these nested ifs that are within the body of the main if structures. So if I come here, we have so since we added a parameter for gender, the same thing when you're calling a function, not only provide the age, but also we provide a value for gender. So it's a female. Okay, so you run data too long for age comment. So meaning that my age comment is declared with fewer characters than it is returning, and that is true because if you look at this, it is supposed to return female adult. These are more than 10 characters that we defined up here. So you can say these are 8 and these others, so it is they're more than 10. So what I need to do is to increase this to 20, and I need to also increase this to 20. Okay, so that will be fine. And then when I execute this, so we get female adult. Okay, and maybe if I say male, so it has male, and if I put for like 5 and the gender, we shall just get child, because why it is not bringing the female, we didn't check for the gender for this category of child. Okay, so only these that have the gender checks. So basically that's how we use conditional statements with the if, the multiple if, and the nested if. Just to wrap it up, if you are to use this kind of function together with our data from the database, whereby these values are going to come from the database, just like we did up here for members, somewhere here. So you can do something like this. So this is for age. So we are going to be using the members. We are just going to return the first name of the member. Sorry, this is first name and last name. Okay, and then so we have our function that takes in age, but this age we want to get it from the date column. So we realize that we already have a function that computes age. So instead of us providing the age value here, we can just call the compute age function and we pass in the date value or the date of birth of member, and then the gender column. So I can just call something like this. Hopefully it won't confuse you, members. I just hope it won't confuse you. So within this, I think I should not do this. It will just confuse you. Let us just leave it at this. Although with time we shall see how we can embed a function into another function. Okay, but for now let us just go with what we have understood. Hopefully it has been clear to everyone. And then also with these nested ifs and the multiple ifs. And then I think the last part of the functions will be about cursors.